Hey there, Bulldog Nation. This is Hailey Tucker, and I'm sitting down with head track and field coach Shane Brookshire. Coach, this is your first season as the track and field coach in the first season that SWOSU has track and field. Can you talk about your transition from a cross-country coach to a track and field coach?
Well, it's a really simple transition for myself because I've been doing track and field for about 13 years. And so I've got several certifications in it, and it's always been if you have cross-country, you have track and field. And so actually adding track and field just made it a whole lot simpler for me to coach my cross-country runners.
Good point. And last meet at the Hardin-Simmons Invitational, you had 11 of your athletes finish top 5 in their event. Talk a little bit about your team's performance at that event.
They had a great performance that day. Kylie Zell, she broke the school record for the 800 that day, took 5 seconds off her previous best with the 2:32, and she's looking to improve this upcoming weekend. Jordan Calkins did really well in the high jump, and she's currently ranked number 2 in the conference with that. And then our steeplers in the 3,000 meter steeplechase, they've been doing excellent races, and they're looking to perform well coming up too.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, Jordan and Kylie had an amazing meet last week. Can you talk about what you see in them and what you expect for them for the rest of the season?
Well, both of them are just very hard workers. They are very open to different training ideas, suggestions, everything that we need to do. They're the first ones to say, okay, let's do that. And so they don't disregard anything. They just go out there and do what they're supposed to do, and that's why they've been improving so well throughout the season.
Mm-hmm. And this past Saturday, your team competed at the West Texas A&M Classic. Talk about the harsh conditions that you had to deal with.
The weather just seemed a lot more muggier than what we're used to. It was hot, windy, and so that was tough on all the athletes, especially the distance runners when they got to their distance events. On top of that, they also had some pretty tough marks to accomplish for the field events, and so Jordan had to really step it up in order to clear her opening height, and which she did, and finished 8th overall. And so it was all around, we had great competition, but the weather kind of affected our performances as well.
Mm-hmm. And no one really thinks about that. As a runner, I mean, how hard is that to compete against the weather, especially competing against other girls, but how hard is that to go in saying, I might not have as fast of a time as I want because of weather?
You got to really just think that everybody else has to run in it, and so it's a level playing field, and you got to focus on what only you can control. And so the only thing that each of those athletes can control is how they race, mm-hmm. and how they approach each race. And so if they go in with the mindset that I have no control over the weather, so I'm not going to worry about it, then they will tend to perform much better in those conditions.
Yeah, and as you head towards the end of the season, what do you expect from your team, and what do you expect at the Great American Conference Championships?
I think we're going to score some big points in the high jump and the steeplechase. We may get some more in the triple jump with Alexis Jefferson, and other than that, I think Kylie's going to drop her 800-meter time down into the low 220s, and so we should see some great performances there, and it will be a good step forward for next year.
Mm-hmm. And then, what is your favorite meet? As a coach, where do you like to go the most? Where is your favorite place to compete at?
Out here in Oklahoma, my favorite one to go to is the upcoming one with Wichita State, because we see Division I schools like Nebraska, Kansas State, Wichita State, and we see a lot of the professional club teams there as well. And so they just see a bunch of fast competition, and it gives them the best opportunity to perform well.
Mm-hmm. And I know you're a California man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so how was it moving here to Oklahoma? It's a very big change, I'm sure.
It was actually not that big of a change for me because I'm from the agriculture area of California.
Oh, wow, okay.
And so it is all farmlands and completely flat, and so it was actually just like coming home here.
I was about to say, so you're right at home in western Oklahoma.
Exactly.
So you compete April 14th and 15th. What are your hopes for this meet?
I want to see Kylie break into the 220s. She's been running 232s for the past 2 meets and improved her school record this past weekend. But I think that she can run low 220s, And then I want to see our steeplers break into the 11s. And if Danny can run 11:30s, like 11:40s at this meet, then she can put herself in line to compete for the conference for the conference title.
Mm-hmm. And I hope she does. I hope every single one of your athletes does the best at this meet. And good luck this weekend, Coach. And I'm Hailey Tucker for SWOSU Athletics.